Just woke up and I thought it would be a good idea to cover my Gemini 12 Dragon team that I use on auto. Now, this team is not free to play friendly and it is not viable for the average person. I'm going to tell you that right off the bat, but it is a team that is working for me, and maybe some parts of this team can help you out while I explain it. What you're looking at here is the poison duo of Gangelo and Santis. You do not have to have Gangelo all the way max ascended, but for this to work, you do have to have the second ascension for him. Santis is all the way ascended, and I do believe an all the way ascension with Santis is something that is viable for the average person, as it isn't too hard to build this hero up through synthesis, as you can use elites, which you can farm through normal shards, not even the advanced shards, and therefore Santis can be farmed 100% free to play. Now, the new epic Okobi is key to this, and you do not need ascensions on him for this to work. All you need is for him to basically be as tanky as the rest of the people. There's no particular gear he needs. He just needs enough focus to make sure he's landing his debuffs. The gear in particular of Santis and Gangelo are both using curse sets, and what I do with that is the reason the curse sets is because whenever they use an ability, they have the opportunity to, in addition to that ability, do another basic attack, and each of Gangelo and Santis's basic attacks will trigger additional poisons, and poisons are exactly, and you can here's the bonus attack from curse set there, you can see poisons are exactly how we have the dragon die. Now, in order for this to work the best way, you do actually need to remove Santis and Gangleo's ultimate ability, or else you're going to fail the runs with the nicely timed fail here you see. Why are you going to fail the runs if you don't do this? Well, because what will happen is that Gangelo will use his A2, which will not trigger a poison, and Gemini Dragon does not have a way to heal, so you do not need the second ability of Gangelo. In addition, Santis will use her second move, which does not apply poisons, and what her second move will do is copy the poisons over to a different hero, aka the ads, and we will lose an additional 2 poisons. For that reason, we remove the automatic use of the ultimate abilities on both of these heroes. Now, Brand here is here for basically 3 reasons. One of which to get the continual shield, which will help us stay alive, as this basically is a DPS race between the dragon and you is how this boss works, as well as giving us the defense and attack up to help with a little bit more damage, but primarily just to survive with the defense up. Now, the Gemini Dragon during this run will in fact remove some of your buffs using one of his abilities. It will remove 2 random heroes buffs, so it can actually RNG its way to removing the exact people you don't want. For instance, for me, my 2 less tanky is Okobi and Santis, so he could remove all the buffs there, and then if he gets really good RNG, he could kill them. However, this run has seemed for the most part to be about 90 to 100% efficient. I've been being able to complete most of these, and the only times I fail it, from what I've seen, is really, really, really bad RNG where the curse sets literally don't proc at all, or that I get the exact wrong triggering of where the removal of the buff goes, etc. Now, for summoning spells, I am using the heal over time that gives you a portion of your health back, and I'm also using the Last Mercy shield, and the reason I'm using this is because essentially what we're doing is we just need to survive after we've applied enough poisons that he will die over time. The Gemini Dragon, once he gets below 50% health, is going to deal additional moves, and because of that, it's that 50% portion, like what's happening right here as I'm speaking, that we are primarily concerned about. So that is where the additional tankiness that I'm focusing on, you can see with like the shield or the health, etc., is why I'm using those abilities. Now, you could use the Revive. I've used the Revive instead of the Last Mercy Shield. And what this does is if Brand's the last one alive, is he is the tankiest on the team, he can revive another person, and the 2 adds will attack the revived person. Typically, Santis, for instance, seems to be who Brand likes to revive, and that can make Brand tankier for 1 more turn, allowing the poisons to trigger 1 more time. Now, if this team composition is not working for you, something to keep in mind is you need to go fast enough that you go before the dragon, so that way you can apply poisons before he gets his first turn. You do actually need those poisons in order to do enough damage over time that he doesn't get his ultimate ability that just one-shots everyone no matter what. You have a certain amount of time to accomplish this, therefore you have to be fast enough. The gear is not what I would say the easiest gear in the world to beat. You should be aware that Gemini Dragon is one of the hardest, if not the hardest dungeon to farm. Therefore, you should not expect to be conquering this before you conquer the other dungeons, for instance. However, I will show you the gear after this run here so you can see exactly what I'm using. I'm primarily focusing on curse sets on Santis and Gangelo, like I said. I have a revival set on Brand, as he's very tanky, and my goal with that is just to make him, like I said, survive. So this was 4 runs in a row. What I'm going to do real quick here is I will remove us from this. I'm going to go ahead and finish this. You can see here's the gear, etc. You can, maybe we'll get something good eventually. And I'm going to talk about why I'm farming this dungeon for the Invincible set on a separate video when we talk about Imogen, as I do believe that's a good set for her. So what I want to do now is I want to go back to the heroes and actually show you the equipment. I have Gangelo max ascended. I do not believe you need him to be max ascended for this to work, but it will make the tankiness better. You can see this gear is not maxed out. I have a 9 blue boot. I have a 12 helmet, and you can see it rode focus and crit damage. You do not need damage. You are really looking for health, defense, and focus. That's why I like this helmet, because it has health, defense, and focus right on it. And again, I have health, focus, and then double attack. The attack literally doesn't matter at all. And you can see here health, crit rate, and the speed. The speed is literally just so I can go fast enough to get the poisons first. And then you can see I have a defense ring here, a little bit of health, a little bit of precision, a little bit of focus. And then we have focus as the primary necklace, because I do need enough focus with defense, resistance, and some crit rate. So the stats on Gangelo are mostly carried just by the fact that he only has 16,000 health, 1,800 defense. Now, there's another version if you don't have Brand. Most people should have Brand, and I've seen it with Hawkran, and I should have faster speed, just so you know, on him, where you can replace Hawkran instead of Brand to help keep people tankier, but Brand is the one that's working for me. Now, I do have the double ascension on Brand that is helping me, because I am getting 5% more health on everybody with the shield. And if you look, I've got him with as much health as I can, 24,000 health. So I am getting, if I do the quick maths here, I'm getting about another 1,200 health shield in addition because of that ascension with the gear. Brand probably has my best gear. As you can see, he has not everything to 15. 2 of the items are not, but 4 of them are. And you can see here it's health, focus, defense, health. I'm really looking for tanky stats. This is roll the attack, unfortunately, but focus, health, and then crit rate. Don't care about the crit. Again, tanky stats, defense, focus, health, health. You can see I really double down defense, resistance, focus. You can see here health, defense, focus. And if you look at this one, health, speed, health, defense. So I'm looking for tanky stats and to give Brand as much health as I possibly can, because he has the S tier defense, and I'm really relying on this shield to be the bonus. Now, if you're wondering about the abilities, I have all the abilities of everyone maxed out, except I think Gangelo still needs some abilities. And if you look at the glyphs, Gangleo's glyphs are completed. If we go to Brand, his are not completed. Oh, actually, no, I did complete them yesterday. That's right. I did actually complete them. So Brand's are completed. He didn't used to have them completed. Santes's, I know for a fact, are completed. But Okobi, and let's look at Santes's and Okobi's gear. Okobi is not done yet. I just got him, so this is why I just got my Gemini 12 team going. And if you look at the info here, 15,000 health and only 1,300 defense, 180 speed. So he's not extremely tanky. If we look at his gear here, this one is all level 15, but the stats aren't 100% what we want. I got attack, flat health, crit damage, double row. That's not what we want. You can see attack, crit rate, 3 of these are not what we want, but we got some health there, which is nice. And then this is great. Health, speed, focus. This boot here, defense, but it's a warrior set. It's speed, attack, health, agility. You see, these are all bad. This ring here is defense percentage, but focus, crit rate, speed, flat defense. So again, these aren't amazing pieces. I'm really looking for the focus because this guy cannot get resisted. If he's getting resisted, your run will not work for sure. Now, once again, if you look at the gear with Santis here, 3 of these items are not finished, and these items actually aren't very good. I don't like these stats at all, but it's what I have available for it. This one's focus and crit damage. I'm just looking for focus. You look here, defense, I got focus there, and then some more kind of bad stats. So these aren't, I don't think these are unachievable, is what I'm trying to say here. I don't think the gear and run is unachievable. I think this is actually something you can do. I mean, it has crit damage, crit rate, and resistance. Again, you don't need any of those. You're looking for just tanky stats, health, and you need the curse sets. So I think this is something you can actually do. I don't think you have to have the Gangelo ascensions because his ascensions, I mean, you can see his stats are still bad. Like, the ascensions are going to help make him pinkier, but if you just have this gear leveled up instead, you would basically have better stats than mine has with the ascensions anyway. So I wouldn't worry too much about that part, because honestly, I don't think that's what it is. I do think that the one ascension on Okobi is helping me. I used my potion because it gave me 15 more speed and made it a little easier to go a little faster. So the first ascension on him might help. I don't think you need the 5th one, personally. I really don't think you do. In fact, you probably don't even need this one if you have good enough gear. My gear's not that great. The gear in this game is the in-game grind, and if you look at my level, I've actually been lazy. Admittedly, I am only level 55. There are plenty of people that have been farming way more than me, and because of that have received the rewards of way better gear. Queen's the easiest thing to farm, and Queen is where I got all of my gear. This exact team, if you just plop it in, will work for Queen as well. You can put in Zatlux if you want. I think that's what I did with mine. I put in Zatlux just to make the waves go quicker, and then the team still works great. So you don't have to move around a ton of gear or anything to make it work, and you don't need that flat attack gear or anything like that like you'll have on Zatlux. So you can keep everyone geared as you want it. I hope this helped, or at a minimum gave you some insight into a team composition that may eventually work for you once you have them. I'm not trying to say this is going to work for everybody, but I would like to at least show a team that can work for people that have this available. I love y'all. Thanks for watching this video. Consider subscribing to this channel or liking the video if it helped you out at all, and I'll see you on the next Awaken Chaos Era guide.